Hello everyone. Okay, so in this video, I will do an intro regarding a lingering issue with the critical 29th degree of when Pluto was in Capricorn that will play out in December as well, and how the Mars-Pluto opposition from November is still in play and until spring 2025. I will also briefly discuss the four super full moons of this year that are related because of their vibrational effects. Then I will give you a quick rundown of December's three main themes. Then I will put up December's planetary alignment with the aspects and degrees for you to take a screenshot of. And then I will also give you some hints and tools to help you navigate a clearer picture for your signs. Thereafter, I will give you a personal scope for each sign for December, and it will have a snippet of your 2025 scope. So that'll be included. So a lot of information, and I will probably speed up the, not the volume, but the video to get more airtime in each video, as I will have several videos because I can't fit all signs on one. So if the video is too fast, just go to the the settings icon on the YouTube video and slow it down if you need to. Okay, and I'll mention the pinned comments in the intro. So, okay, so I want to start off this intro by saying you would be forgiven for not believing all this hullabaloo of astrologers and others celebrating the end of Pluto in Capricorn, yay, in November, and onwards to bigger and better things. Obviously, many of you are not feeling that way, or you may have a nagging feeling, maybe discontent, or some sort of like a thorn in your side. And you are right. This is another reason I have not put out a dedicated video for Pluto and Aquarius for all signs. But that will surely come in the future because we have plenty of time and it is a 20-year transit. But in the near future, I will put that video out um, because I want to first help you understand this lingering feeling and planets and the asteroids that are coming in for a cleanup in Isle Capricorn. um, Plus, I just don't want to leave anyone behind, and there's a lot of wrapping up behind that's left. I'm specifically referring to this wrap up or this cleanup in Isle Capricorn. I'm specifically referring to Ceres, the dwarf planet, and the very critical 29th degree of Capricorn. Um, that, Pluto has gone back and forth over the last few months. And Ceres is just as powerful as Pluto, but with a different strategy in mind. Mercury is retrograde and will be shadow retrograde through December until January 4th. I mean, it will go direct, I think, around December 15th, but it will still be in its shadow retrograde, and that doesn't clear until January 4th. Mars is about to retrograde in Leo, and it'll back up all the way into Cancer until it goes forward again in both signs, which ends in April of 2025, or maybe a little later. And the North and South nodes are in Aries and Libra, respectively, until the end of January. So with the nodes, it's 18 or 19-year karmic and repetitive story. And finally, as our transformation has been completed with Pluto in Capricorn, but from within, we are now transforming on the outside, or trying to reconstruct those broken pieces that Pluto just trampled on. If you remember from the November scope, I said this will come in three stages in December. And the first stage is this first week of December. And then the second stage is the winter solstice, and then finally at the end of the month with the new moon on New Year's Day. And in three spaced apart stages from January, spring, and mid-year 2025. Okay, but I will go in more detail with each scope, each individual scope for you guys on how that all plays out. But right here, I just wanted to give you, like a synopsis. Okay, so now the tools and hints that you can get. Um, First, you can get your natal chart by Googling free birth charts. So you can see where December's planetary degrees may match your natal planetary degrees, which will mean where, when, and how you will be affected. Also, to get a clearer picture, listen for your sun, moon, and ascendant sign. And remember, your sun sign is where you shine. That's where your personality is, or where your strength is. It is your father, what your father imparted onto you. Your moon sign is your emotions. They are hidden. The moon is hidden. It is at night. It is what your mother imparted onto you. And then you can listen to your ascendant sign, which is the persona you display. It is the mask. It is how people see you. Uh, Now, just one note on this is some people and astrologers disagree with the ascendant um, being the persona and rather point to the I can't say it, mimium coli or the IC. It's in your chart. Um, they say that the IC is really your persona, and it is very much related to a family member that you may have been affected by, or family members or friends say you sound and look like that family member. I personally have tested this and it has proven to be correct. So it is up to you if you want to listen to that sign as well, your Mimim Kalai. All right, another tool, and this is rather a hint, is planets show us what is happening, signs show us how it is happening, and houses show us where it is happening. Okay. Okay, also look for the pinned comments for related links I may mention and for links to other signs that will, again, not entirely fit in one video. So I want to spend a few minutes briefly reminding you regarding the super full moons we've had since September, because they are related, of how we got here. Again, only 1 or 2 points on each. So the first one was August 19th, super full moon in Aquarius, which was called the super blue moon. So the moon in Aquarius opposed the Leo sun, and both the sun and moon squared wild Uranus, which was in Taurus and still is, as well as Jupiter and Saturn squared off. So that was pretty powerful. And when I say, the super full moon in Aquarius, you would look to where Aquarius, which house Aquarius falls in your solar chart. In your natal chart, also, you would look to see if you have any Aquarius factors. And then you would look to the house in the Leo, where Leo dominates in your solar chart, and then you will understand where those oppositions were. Okay, and the second one was September's partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. It was called the super harvest moon. This eclipse in Pisces did oppose the Virgo sun. So again, look to your Pisces. So, for example, if you're like a Sagittarius, you would count 2 Pisces. So it would be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. So Sagittarius would be your first house, Capricorn your second, Aquarius your third house, and Pisces would be your fourth house. Okay, and then Virgo. So you would count all the way to Virgo, and then you'll know which houses oppose. Okay. And here there was some sort of ending in your Pisces dominated house, but there was some sort of a dual option and there was some kind of a reversal. Okay, the third super full moon was October's October 17th super full moon in Aries, which is called the super hunter's moon. And prior to that, the first week in October, we did have a Libra solar eclipse, which opposed the Aries sun. So and plus we have the north and south nodes in Aries and Libra respectively. So all that is in play, and what that was saying was an opposition or a push pull between independence and partnerships, or independence at the risk of losing partnerships, or codependency at the risk of having independence, and so on and so forth. And again, I have videos dedicated to these super full moons, as well as you can, there's videos for the month, so you can go back and listen to those if you're interested. The final super full moon was the Taurus super full moon on November 15th or thereabouts. It was called the Super Beaver Moon. And Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus was in Capricorn, I believe, at that time. Uranus was also in Taurus, and Taurus. Um, so there was a tight conjunction with Taurus and Uranus in the moon, which opposed the Scorpio sun. So that was pretty powerful too. But I will say the most powerful of the four super full moons um, was the October 17th doozy of a full moon in Aries, which opposed the Sun in Libra and squared Mars in Cancer and Pluto. Not to mention, there was a Mars Pluto opposition. I think a few days earlier, or maybe in November. Well, it was an applying opposition. Um, in any case, the super full moon in Aries, in opposition to the Libra Sun, um, there was an ending in your Aries-dominated house, wanting some sort of independence at the expense of your Libra-dominated house. So a relationship was severed, or was the cause of the ending, or um, there was, or Libra was stifled in being its true self in a relationship, so that it would not rock the boat, as Aries demanded independence. Okay. Now, the last thing I have to mention for your own good, or for your information, sorry, some people get mad when I say for your own good. So, as an FYI, or to be aware of, as I mentioned earlier, Mars will retrograde from Leo all the way back up into Cancer, where it opposed Pluto in Capricorn in November. Of course, this time Pluto will be in Aquarius, opposing Cancer. It'll happen next year. Um, but the theme of the original opposition will be in play, okay? The overarching theme. Uh, but since it'll be in Pluto will be in Aquarius, there'll be some kind of a twist. And Cancer rules the home and family. So again, the theme of tradition, home and family will be in play in another opposition then. And that is why I mentioned in your October full moon in Aries ending that ending will be revived in spring of 2025 somehow. And 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 I also mentioned trying not to have a I'm doing air quotes volatile ending, or rise up to the heat, because Mars is the god of war and action. Because it will carry over to this new beginning, this revival in spring of 2025. Nonetheless, whatever happened, at least you are now aware of any issues or conflicts that may come up with this revival. And calm, formidable, and being disciplined will really help you with this. So try to remember that. Now, um, with this intro about this lingering Pluto and Capricorn 29 degrees and these super full moons. And I'm not saying that there isn't something new happening for all of us and around us. There is. But like I mentioned, there is a lingering opposition, an issue which has crescendoed and which might feel almost irreconcilable, or even daunting for some. For others, it might be just like a thorn in their side. So yes, unfortunately, there still is some work to be done here. And God, or the universe, in its wisdom, know this, and the planetary alignments and aspects until about next spring or mid 2025 will be helping us with letting go where we need to, and or coming to a compromise, agreement, or even reversal that needs to happen. And more immediately, the universe is sending in Ceres, Pluto's most important equal, um, and who forced Pluto to compromise over Persephone. I believe Pluto's story is in October Scope. I'm not sure, but I'll put a link if you want to hear the story of Pluto and Persephone and Ceres. Ceres brought Pluto to his knees. Um, so this first week of December, Ceres is doing just that. um, 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 has taken over from Pluto, because Pluto left Capricorn. Ceres took over from Pluto in Capricorn and is transversing that critical 29th degree. Okay. She is cleaning up after the hurricane, but cleaning up whether you like it or not, um, cleaning up in the sense of a compromise, and an equitable compromise where both parties um, gain and and lose. So you sacrifice to gain a compromise. And then Ceres will be moving to 0 degrees in Aquarius at the end of this first week of December, but more on that later. So Ceres is one of the 3 immediate planetary components of December that will help you with this outer transformation and reconstructing those broken pieces that we're all picking up now. It will help you with your newfound phoenix wings that Pluto gave to us. Remember, Pluto is about transformation. It's about the phoenix rising from the ashes, about rebirth. Like I said, she is the first of 3 other things that are going on in December. And December will have 3 themes, um, and I will go into each scope right at the beginning. I will tell you what those 3 themes are for December. And I think this is a good segue to go over. Okay, so this is December 2024's planetary lineup, and I did list almost all of the planetary aspects just as a Christmas present for everyone. Of course, I will not go over each and every single aspect that you see here. I will only um, mention the significant ones that will resonate more. But I went ahead and did everything for December just as a Christmas present. So go ahead and take a screenshot, and you can stop the video and take a screenshot if you want. So we have the 1st through the 5th, and then the 6th through the 9th. And 9th through the 15th. 17th through the 21st. 21st is the winter solstice. The 22nd through Merry Christmas, the 25th. And the 26th through the 31st. Okay, so those are the planetary lineups. You can stop the video and take the different screenshots and match it to your natal chart and follow along. So now, hello there, Libra. How are you guys doing? I hope December finds you well, because put on your seatbelts. No, it won't be a bumpy ride for you, but maybe an empowering one for you. And God help others. First, a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and New Year in advance. Okay, seriously though, December is about 3 different themes, all related, yet all separate. And please do listen to the intro, as it has specific details that outlines this further and gives you a better perspective, as I will not be going into detail on some things here, but I do in the intro. And also the intro gives you some tools to navigate a more clearer picture. All right, with that being said, let's get right into this, because there's a lot. So the first theme, and what you are busy with in the first week of December, is laying down the law, laying out boundaries, and putting people on notice regarding your health habits, routine, and a schedule, or maybe a work schedule, or maybe taking care of someone that has been overwhelming for you, and all over the place, and eaten up a lot of your time. because others haven't pitched in or realized their responsibility in this, or you may have, or it might have been that you have not delegated this responsibility or some of the responsibility, thinking you can handle it all. In any case, you will be coming off authoritatively here. And this is the first week of December that this will happen. And then on December 7th, when Neptune stations direct in Pisces and starts smoothing things out with a new opportunity on the new moon in Pisces, then your subordinates or your helpers will have understood where it's at, and this new moon gives a new way of doing your schedule. In any case, you will be coming off, like I said, authoritatively, and it will be good for you, because the sixth house is also a health related house, and it's your health that needs taking care of. All right, good enough. And Saturn is still in Pisces, where he's been helping you structure and keep in line with scheduling and or a health routine that is covered in the sixth house. You will see an end or culmination of this by next spring, as both Saturn and Neptune will leave Pisces. But from December until then, you really need to get it down right before it destabilizes other areas of your life. Okay, the second dominant theme in December is about, um, let me do it backwards. Let me do it this way. So, yeah, the second theme in December is really started on December. Will start on December 7th with Ceres, Venus, and Pluto all conjunct in Aquarius at 0 degrees. Pretty significant. And Venus is your ruler as well, so you're used to this energy. So first, check your natal chart to see if you have any Aquarius and where that falls, as well as any planets or aspects at 0 degrees. Now, in the intro, I did put up December's 2024 planetary alignments for you, okay? So you can take a screenshot of that and match it to your natal chart. Um, uh, so on this weekend and forward, from the 7th and forward, a friend, a group, or an association that you came in contact with or conversed with around the end of November 19th, or maybe even prior, will show you their power and how they control it for your purposes. You will know where you specifically fall within this group as backing you up, or how you are able to wield them, uh, help you with something through them from afar. Now, this group or association, if we look even further, is actually your fifth house of romance, children, creativity, pets, and gambling. That's the Aquarius house that rules those areas for you. So this house, Libra, will give you the ultimate power to control other aspects of your life as well for a good long 20 years. You are empowered through and by them. Again, there will be more videos on that to come. But suffice it to say, on this weekend, you will know where you fall here, okay? And if it is about an issue with your romance or with your children or pets, this can be an outside group or an outside person that helps you with that. Um, what is happening here is, if you remember in November, I mentioned to you that you will have what you thought was out of reach, okay? What you thought that you couldn't achieve in your fifth house of romance and children will actually be very well within reach, but fast. It'll come at you fast. And it'll come through these quirky things or these electrifying things that are, because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus and it rules electricity and thunderbolts. It is a very fast paced sign. So, yeah, and if you remember when I said in November, be careful for what you wish for, because it's not like Capricorn. It's not slow and steady, wins the race. This is fast, fast, fast. Okay. And I'll go over just a specific aspect on the third when I do your planetary alignment to explain it further. Okay. The third and last theme here is in three separate stages. So the theme in December is Ceres, the mother of all compromises, Pluto's mother-in-law, who brought him down to his knees with compromising on Persephone, and an equally powerful dwarf planet. Um, she is in the last critical 29th degree of Capricorn. She has taken over from Pluto because on November 19th, Pluto left Capricorn after it sort of demolished that 29th degree as he was exiting. And this is your fourth house of home and family. So, why is there a discussion of a compromise here? Because Ceres will be offering a compromise. Well, because there was and still is an opposition regarding this house. Mars and Pluto. There was an opposition from Mars to Pluto that started in November, and Mars was in Cancer, and this is a double whammy for you because Cancer also rules the home and the family. Okay, so there is an opposition, a strong opposition here, you against another, and it's in regards of your home and your family. Mars and Pluto will be locked in opposition until late spring 2025. And Mars in Cancer, Cancer specifically, is your 10th house of career, status, and authority figures. And it is also related to the partial solar eclipse in your sign that opposed Aries, your 7th house of partners. So this opposition regarding your 4th house of home and family has your partner very much in opposition to you as well. So you're dealing with that on both fronts. Not to mention the full doozy of a full moon in Aries, October 17th, where it opposed your sun. So something about independence and to cut off a codependent relationship. Okay. In any case, there will be a three-pronged approach, like I mentioned, to a compromise in your 4th house of home and family. And the first is Ceres here in the first week of December. The second debate about a compromise will be discussed around the winter solstice when the sun also enters Capricorn on December 21st. So that debate will carry through Christmas. And a final tentative agreement with actually a new opportunity by New Year's Day, because we have a new Capricorn moon there. I'm explaining that it is tentative because first of Mars, Pluto opposition, that dance until spring 2025, it is releasing, but it's still there. And because Mercury is still shadow retrograde until about January 4th in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is your 3rd house of communication, commuting, the need to be heard, social media, and contracts. It covers contracts as well. And a repetitive karmic opposition regarding how you appear and your partners that will end by the end of January. So your sign is occupying the south node, while Aries, your partnership house, is occupying the north node. And it has been a repetitive cycle here with this partner, with opposition going back and forth almost a good 2 years. But this is ending by January, the end of January. So just a few more weeks. So this final New Year moon in Capricorn will be a new opportunity or the seeding of a new idea for the beginning to the end of the transformation of power and control over your 4th house of home and family on the outside. You've gone through the internal transformation with Pluto, and Pluto is finished and has left. Now you're doing the outward transformation, and Ceres is here to help. Mars is here to help. Mercury, all these planets are on your side to take you to over the line and get this resolved. And more on that in future videos, naturally, as this all happens between now and mid 2025. And I did mention that for a third and final theme. Yes, I did. Okay, so let's look at your planetary alignment in December. I will not go, like I said, into all the aspects, but I did list them for you guys as an extra for this month's scope. So you can speculate on your own with that. And remember, planets show us what is happening, signs show us how it is happening, and houses show us where it is happening. But I will just point out the main ones that I see that are significant for you. So grab your glass of wine or tea, relax. And if you want to follow along with your natal chart, that's cool. If not, I'll go ahead and go through this. But I got to plug my computer in because it's dying. So that's what I'm doing now. All right, here we go. All right, so the first things first is on the first today, and tomorrow it'll be a new moon in Sagittarius. Okay, and this new moon is regarding your third house of communication, commuting, um, siblings, brothers, social media, and what have you. So uh, you either had a fantastic, hopeful idea, or somebody else had a fantastic, hopeful idea regarding this. But it is Sagittarius. Sagittarius doesn't really care about details, and from idea to reality, or to the actual taking place of that idea, you very well know that it'll take time, or it might be a little too expensive of an idea, but you'll be tweaking it out because the culmination of that will be in 6 months' time. And currently, Mercury is in Sagittarius retrograde. So this idea will be shaved off, added to, tweaked, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, the next main thing that is in regards to you being affected, I'm just looking because I did the whole thing, but I'm not going to mention the whole thing, only the parts that really affect a Libra. Let's see. So on the 6th, we have Mars at 6 degrees in Leo, stationing retrograde. And Leo is your 11th house of friends, groups, associations, your hopes, wishes, and dreams for the future. So in the past few weeks, you've been very busy with friends and groups or an association, very busy about planning things and what have you, or the friends have been coming around and helping you with something, or whatever that is. Now, what happens is it will station to go backwards and review everything that has happened in your friendship house before it goes forward again. So in this aspect, just be aware that when it's going backwards, the energy is going also backwards. So maybe it's going back at you. The only thing is it's Mars, and it wants action and heat. So if that's you asserting that action, and just be careful when it's a retrograde, because it might reverse back at you. Okay, so the trick here is to pace yourself and use discipline. And to, if there are any conflicts or any two differing things, try to work them out within yourself. Try to play your own devil's advocate, so that when it does go forward, you will get what you want in this house, but you will be on a stronger footing. Okay. I did mention on the 7th that Ceres, Venus, and Pluto all conjunct in Aquarius. And I did mention the new moon in Pisces and Neptune stationing direct. Also, like if you're a new listener, whenever planets station to go retrograde or direct, pay attention to that day, because the veil is lifted and you get like a flash picture of what's happening there. So with Mars stationing retrograde in Leo, pay attention to that. And then now Neptune stationing to go forward, so pay attention to that as well. Okay. And let's see. So the only thing is on the 7th, the only thing I want to go on about is Venus and Pluto conjunct in Aquarius. Okay. Venus's role is to attract people, to attract riches, money, fortune, fame. Pluto is the god of the underworld. So Venus is attracting, because it's in Aquarius, it's attracting these unique, forward-thinking individuals, Aquarian people, that have powerful Plutonian control, and who will deliver these solutions, riches, or power regarding your fifth house of love and children. Uh, but concentrating on the people here, and since it is Aquarian, be aware that class and sectarianism is involved. That's the shadow part of Aquarius. You may not be, because Aquarius is, yes, all about humanity and the good of the group and so forth, but it really is, Aquarius is really a loner within the group that rallies the group. And Aquarius, again, is very quirky. And with the group, there's a hierarchy, or there's several groups, and there's a class system. Okay, now you may not be you may not be in that class per se, or you're like an outsider. But with Venus conjuncting Pluto here, you'll be able to permeate that strata and be able to get into that class. Like I said in November, what you thought was out of reach for you regarding love, romance, or children, it will be actually delivered, and delivered fast. Aquarius is not like Capricorn, as I mentioned, and it's one of those, be careful of what you wish for, because you have something they need, and they have something you need, and the price you pay for getting that is this um, Plutonian debt that you will have. So the trick here is to take measured steps, if you can do that, because Aquarius does not do measured steps. In any case, just be careful of the price that needs to be paid here, and it might not be now; it might be in the future. And I will be doing a dedicated Pluto and Aquarius video for you guys. I have held off only because uh, we are still dealing with this last 29th degree of Capricorn, and I don't want to leave anyone behind. And this is a 20-year transit, so there's plenty of time. But I need to do that soon for you guys before next year. So this month I'll have to work on that. All right. So you are not one of the four signs that is impacted regardless of the degrees. So do look for 0 degrees in your natal chart. In your natal chart, if you are to be affected. If you don't have it, then it will be at a different time, because there's 3 decans to every sign. So it'll be at a different time when this happens for you. All right. So now the other thing is the sun in Sagittarius opposes Jupiter in Gemini at 16 degrees. And the Sagittarius sun, Sagittarius is opposite of Jupiter. Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini. So this can be two opposing houses or ideas that just will not give in. It can be that. But with some oppositions, and especially this one, because it is Sagittarius, Sagittarius is a mutable sign. It is a hopeful sign. It's a happy sign. And because the opposition is coming from its own ruler, Jupiter, Jupiter is a benefic planet. It's the planet of luck and expansion, and it's a protector of Sagittarius. So this opposition here is something of a finale of an ending of both of these houses, where it culminates to you reaping the rewards of both houses. Okay, the trick, and this can translate to money, to some sort of rich or fame, or fortune. But the trick here is, since it is the most powerful planet, the sun, and equally powerful, the planet of luck, Jupiter, do not push your luck. Why? Only because Jupiter is retrograde. Jupiter is slumbering away, but he's still giving up some of his good luck here, and it's one of those that what you get is you are grateful. You say, thank you very much, that was great. You don't say, oh, that's nice, but it would have been nicer if this happened, because then everything will be taken away. So it's just, do not push your luck here. All right. And then Neptune coming out of retrograde, I've already discussed this. The only thing I will say here is you will have the realization that whatever you have been struggling with or treading like through mud and slush, uh, you will see that your hard work has actually yielded not the illusion, but a reality for you. Okay. And we want to acknowledge Saturn for that as well, because Saturn is in Pisces and has helped you with these boundary issues. All right. And on the 8th, is it 8th or 9th? We have a first quarter moon in Pisces. And this is a sneak peek of the beginning of the end. Because, like I said, or maybe I didn't, Saturn and Neptune will leave Pisces by next spring. And this wishy-washiness will end. This all fogginess will end in your Pisces related house. And this first quarter moon is giving you a snippet of what that is. All right, on the 12th, Venus, your ruler, at 5 degrees in Aquarius, will oppose Mars in Leo at 5 degrees. And Mars is retrograde here. So it's Venus and Mars, romantic problems. Or it can be the fun kind of romantic problems for some Librans, because it is the let's break up to make up kind of thing. But the roles are reversed here, so that each of a duet, you and a partner, will feel what it's like in the other's shoes. And you are one of the signs that will be impacted regardless of the degrees. So look for the 13th. Okay, on the 15th, some stuff are going on. So the sun in Sagittarius at 23 degrees will oppose the moon this time in Gemini at 23 degrees. All right. And then we have Mercury stationing direct in Sagittarius at 6 degrees. And we also have a full moon in Gemini at 23 degrees. Powerful stuff happening on the 15th. So first, Mercury stationing direct in Sagittarius. Again, this is your third house of communication and commuting. Just pay attention to this day, because you do get a flash scene of what has stalled you thus far regarding commuting or communication. But even though it's going to go direct, it will still be in its shadow of retrograde and will not clear the shadow until January 4th. So again, any discussions between the 15th and the January 4th, even though it's going direct, can be reversed or canceled. So have plan B and C until the 4th. Don't take everything at face value, or get things in writing if you have to. And the full moon in Gemini at 23 degrees, this is the ending in your Gemini related house, will feel like a major decision. And the problem is there is a sinking feeling that this is not really what is good for you or what you want. I always say avoid any life altering decisions during full moons, because full moons, contrary to popular belief, they actually conceal things. A lot of people say, no, it's a full moon, it illuminates. No, there is still something hidden from you, okay? Especially since Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, is retrograde in its opposite sign, let alone of Sagittarius. Shadow retrograde at this point. So you simply do not have the full picture or all of the information you need to make an informed decision. If you can delay whatever decision, whatever ending is happening here till the 4th, that would be best. If you can't, again, have plan B or C, or have it in writing, because this can be reversed. And I've already discussed that you are not one of the signs that will be directly impacted regardless of the degrees. So do look for 23 degrees in your natal chart to see if you are affected by this full moon. All right. And we have on the 18th, the sun in Sagittarius again at 27 degrees will square Neptune in Pisces on the same degrees. This is torn between two things, torn between the past and the present, and trying to reconcile the two. So you may feel that you have lost both of these things, both of these houses. but you haven't. You just need to have faith. That's the secret trick with Pisces. Okay. You have to have faith in the present and be ready to sacrifice or give up some of the past so that there is an emptiness there where it's like a vacuum, and something will fill its space. You are not one of the three signs that will be directly impacted, uh, regardless of the degrees. So do look for 27 degrees in your chart to see what that means for you on the 18th. On the 19th, Venus, your ruler, in Aquarius, will trine Jupiter in Gemini at 14 degrees. This is a very good aspect. It's a pleasing aspect. Sometimes we don't even feel them. They're trines. And Venus attracts money, like I said, love, fame, and fortune. Jupiter is the planet of good luck and expansion, but Jupiter is retrograde now. So the luck and expansion has stopped as you review your Gemini related house, because that had been expanding ever since Jupiter entered Gemini, and you are choosing and, and eliminating what you don't need. Venus is here, though, to um, talk Jupiter into allowing some reprieve, some of the good luck that Jupiter has been giving you. And since it has gone to sleep in retrograde, it has not, and you need it. You need it now. So Jupiter here will cajole, rather Venus will cajole Jupiter to give you some reprieve, maybe even coming from your Aquarius related house, as Venus is in Aquarius. And you are one of the five signs that will be impacted by this, regardless of the degrees. But if you want to check your natal chart, it is 14 degrees. All right, and then somebody's honking. On the 21st, the sun enters Capricorn at the winter solstice. So this is the shortest day and the longest night of the year in the northern hemisphere. But for your purposes, for this scope, if you remember, this will be the second phase of the second debate and talk of the compromise that was talked about in the first week of December, this first week of December. And you are not one of the signs that will be directly impacted by this, regardless of the degree. So look for the degrees. Again, zeros, because it's entering Capricorn. It's at the winter solstice. All right. The 22nd, the last quarter moon in your sign. Watch the space, as this is a small flavor of the ending of a repetitive situation that has caused you ire because of Aries opposing your sign. And this will be the end, the beginning of the end by January, the end of January, January 25th. So it's just around the corner. So no more of this on repeat and repeat and repeat of this opposition. Some of you will be leaving a partnership behind. Some of you will be separating. Those of you who aren't, or those of you who are just getting hooked up, will realize that it is not because you can't leave. It is because you choose to stay. But like I said, by the end of January, the codependency, having friction with independence within a relationship, repetitive issue will disappear. And there will be a well balanced relationship where independence is also freely on offer within the relationship. And that's how it should be, okay? Where both of you will be able to feel lighter. Because sometimes Libra takes a long time to make decisions. And Libra sometimes will, at the risk of suppressing their own feelings, just to make a relationship work, they'll suppress their own feelings, which is counterintuitive and counterproductive, because that resentment will somehow come out. It will be triggered. And in a partnership, it's for good or for bad. So you need to be able to express, if it is codependency, you need to be able to express that so that your partner helps you through that. If your partner is the one who's pushing for independence, okay, they need to be able to voice that and be comfortable still within the relationship. Anyway, I can go on for hours, but this is what's happening. Some of you will be leaving this as soon as the nodes leave Aries and Libra, you will be ending this partnership. Some of you will be separating, and some of you will be solid as a rock even more and stay with the partnership, and some of you will be tying the knot or setting an engagement uh, around this date. And you are one of the four signs that will be directly impacted by this last quarter moon, regardless of any degrees. And as I look at the four signs, it is Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, all the cardinal signs. Those are the tough guys. You tough guys. Yeah, cardinal signs are the first to break ground, and everybody else follows. All right, on the 24th, Jupiter in Gemini will square Saturn in Pisces. This is the second and last square to Saturn. The first time it happened, Jupiter was direct and expanding your Gemini related house, and Saturn was more in the background. Uh, he was more muted. So he wasn't really saying, well, that's too much. Don't, Jupiter keeps expanding. You don't need that, or whatever. It wasn't doing that. Uh, Now, the second time, Jupiter is retrograde, so it's not expanding this anymore. And Saturn, however, is direct and stronger. So basically, Saturn here is helping you cut the fat that you don't need in your Gemini related house. And Jupiter is not pushing for expansion. So it's a very nice balance here. All right. Uh, Let me just see what I needed to say more of this. Nothing more. And you are not one of the four signs directly impacted by this, regardless of the degrees. So look for 14 degrees in your natal chart to see how you are affected. And then Merry Christmas on the 25th. And on the 29th, Chiron, the wounded healer, and Maverick, the teacher, who is in Aries, your partnership house, stations direct at 19 degrees. So there will be reconciliations um, or healing. This healing will come through your partnerships. Okay, and it might be you that's helping this healing because it is in your opposite sign. But that starts going direct on the 29th. On the 30th, this is the last aspect. It's a new black moon in Capricorn at 0 degrees. Yes, you heard that right. It's called the black moon because it's Capricorn. Well, mostly because it's in the dead of winter. But this is a very important new moon because it is reflecting the year of 2024 in your like rear view mirror. Okay, and as well as it's setting the theme um, for a new way to move forward in Capricorn, which is your fourth of house of home and family for the year of 2025. So a new opportunity or the seed of a new opportunity is being planted here to culminate and for you to, harvest the fruition of 6 months down the line. Okay. New moons yield the harvest 6 months down the line, whether it is an ending or a culmination or fruition. So pay attention to this New Year's new moon in Capricorn. And this is, like I said, with the compromise that Ceres is working on this week in your home and family house. And then the second debate was during the winter solstice. This is the third and final new deal that's coming out of that compromise. But it won't happen, then right away. Well, for some of you, maybe, but new moons are usually planting the seed of. All right, and that wraps up your December horoscope. If you did find this informative or at least entertaining, do hit the like button. It really helps me a lot as I'm trying to grow this channel. And then I will not leave you with no videos until January Scope. I'm working on 2 other videos, Pluto in Aquarius and Mars in Leo and Cancer, as well as I'm working on your 2025 yearly horoscope. So good things. So make sure you are subscribed so you can be notified when I drop those videos. All right, Libra, take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you guys soon.